Luc Robitaille is one of hockey's all-time greats, with a career that spanned nearly 2 decades. The Stanley Cup winner left his playing days behind in 2006 as the highest-scoring left winger in NHL history, then quickly transitioned to a role behind the bench, before working his way up to run the Los Angeles Kings. Away from the ice, he focuses on charity, investments, even some acting. And he's been playing a role in opening new doors for hockey, embracing technologies to help grow the game.
This is pretty cool technology. Maybe you can just give us the backstory, because obviously you have to make a lot of decisions, take an active role in the kind of technology you're using, and how this all came together.
I mean, it goes back for us, John, like a couple years ago when we heard about this new technology, and you know, we're always looking to improve the ice. You know, like when you run an NHL team, you're always looking at what can make your arena better, and at the same time, you want to get the ice as good as it could be, because your players are always like either complaining or they're making comment about it and so forth. So when we heard a few years ago that there was a system that you know, you could literally take the humidity out of the air inside a building, which, you know, in California, we always have a drought issue. We're always talking about drought and so forth. And we're taking the humidity out of the air and we're creating water out of it. And then when I heard that you could take that water, basically make the ice out of it, right away we knew this was something special. But, you know, being from Canada and knowing how Edmonton's always been known to have the best ice surface, and Calgary, and realizing those climates are a little bit drier than other climates, you know, knowing that our arena would be drier, we thought the ice would get a lot better, and it did. It got a lot better, and it's going to make a huge difference for our team.
It's interesting when I think about the differences in the business of hockey from the start of your playing days to today. It does feel like stories like this, or just technology and advancements in technology, play a major role in the evolution of the business of the NHL.
Yeah, it's you know, it's evolving every day. I mean, everyone wants the sports to get better, faster, and you know, this is one of those things that it can make a big difference, because you're conserving a lot of energy. At the same time, you make your arena's climate a lot better for the fans. And for the players, you know, they're getting consistent ice, whether it's raining, it's snowing, or it's a sunny day out there for us in California. The ice and the inside of the building will always be the same, and it's very important for the players, because then they know what to expect every day.
Luc, you made this seamless transition from superstar player to NHL executive. What was that process like for you? It was definitely different than playing. You know, when you're a player, you make a mistake, and the next day you have a game, and if you have a good game and your team wins, everything is great again. In business, if you make a mistake, sometimes it'll take you 6 months or a year to fix it. So you got to be a lot more patient and understand that even though you have the emotion that of trying to be the best, you got to be a little bit more patient than when I was a player. But it's been good. I've had real good people around me that guided me, and it's been. We have a great owner in Los Angeles that has been patient with us and let us build our franchise the way we thought it could be the best it could be. Would you say there's any pieces of advice you've received both in your playing days and in your business days that really rings true? A lot of parallels, if you will?
Yeah, I think as a player, you know, you always think you know what it takes to win the Stanley Cup, but now I know that you never really know what it takes to win the Cup until you win it. And the first thing you realize, it takes everyone. Even though you might have some star players that score goals and so forth, you'll never win the Stanley Cup unless your fourth line scores you a few big goals and does the special things. Or sometimes you'll have a seventh defenseman that'll play 2 games, but those 2 games he made a difference, and you realize that's how you win a championship. Well, if you want to run a good business,
it takes everyone. Like for us, we understand that our marketing people, we have some kids that are coming in, whether it's people helping us sell tickets or PR people, we all have to work together as a team, and that's the only way you're going to have a successful franchise.
Now, you have a successful day job, but obviously the success you've had on the ice and off the ice has afforded you the opportunity to think more about the investing world. Over the years, you've done a range of investments. You've made a lot of real estate investments. What are some of the lessons you've learned as an investor over the years?
I think the biggest thing to learn is keep it simple and stick to what you're good at. Don't overcomplicate things. And like I understand the business I'm doing now, and I like to keep it simple and stick to what you're able to really spend your time and your passion into.
Absolutely. In terms of what players often are asking you for in terms of feedback, you're giving the example that you got feedback from players on everything, including the quality of the ice service. What are the kind of questions that they have for you? Are they asking you mainly about their own career as players and the advancement there, or are they coming to you with business questions too?
Usually in today's world, especially with the position I have, on the side of the younger players, we'll more talk about the game and what's going on in their life. I mean, if there's one piece of advice that I tell them, it's just you don't need investment. You don't need to invest in a restaurant. Just save your money, and then you could do something with the first day you retire. I would say that I probably talk more to guys that are turning into their 30s because they're starting to think about the time they're going to retire. So, I always tell them, pick something that you love and make sure you get involved right away, because you have an opportunity when you're a player where you know a lot of people, and a lot of people come up to you when you're a player, but sometimes players make a mistake where they think they can kind of take a year or two off and then come back. And unfortunately, when you're out of sight, you're out of mind. So I tell them, the minute you retire, you don't have to be full-time, because you want to enjoy your time for a few years, but make sure you're seen in whatever job or thing, or second job you want to do for your after career. Start doing it now, even if it's part-time, because you want to make sure you stay. And most guys retired in their early 30s, so they still got 40, 50 years that they got to do something. They can't just play golf every day.